Hello, I'm Wendy Parent from Dance Magazine, and this is Choreography in Focus, which we are filming in the Gus Solomon studio, and the guest today is Michelle Dorrance. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Wendy.
Michelle, you're doing a big project called the Blues Project. What attracted you to the blues?
The blues is at the root of so much of what compels me to dance. And I have been obsessed with and loved blues music since I was a very young music lover, as a young teenager. So I've been exploring the blues as a listener for, more than 20 years. As a dancer, I find there's rarely something more compelling than that. The feeling, the story, the emotion, there's so much inside of it, and the textures and the improvisation. Tap dance is so coupled with jazz music that, go ahead.
It seems to change your rhythms. I mean, you're always incredibly rhythmic, but dancing with the blues music seems to change your rhythms, the shape of your rhythms a little bit.
That's interesting. I think it's because what drives the blues in my reception of it are the vocalists and the guitar. And, vocalists with a blues foundation or like a soul foundation, like Mavis Staples or Otis Redding, like those kinds of voices, just the emotion and the texture and just like the life inside of those voices changes what you want to do. Tap dance and blues are very similar, in their histories in the United States and the way they developed. They both predate jazz music, even though tap dance is coupled with jazz. And they are both the root of so many other things. And they have a very similar history of oppression and of the way, the business world started.
Taking it on.
Yeah.
Well, and they also both come from the roots of Black culture.
Oh, they both come from the plantation. They're both black forms, and they are both forms from the most oppressed cultures in the country.
Yeah.
And they both transcend that pain to expression of joy. Toshi Regan is the composer and one of the co-creators of the Blues Project, along with choreographers Derek K. Grant and Dormisha Sumri Edwards. All incredible
so
artists.
Derek and Dormisha are also choreographing this.
No, and I cannot reiterate that enough.
Yeah.
I'm so incredibly lucky to have choreographed with those two incredible soloists and choreographers and musicians.
Some tap dancers, they're kind of looking at the floor and listening to their tapping. And you are very much looking at the audience. You're kind of, your eyes are up, you're kind of looking around, you're connecting with the audience.
It's just a choice, and it's terrifying. Like, it's that thing that, now that there are classes for improvisation, and Barbara Duffy is a great teacher of that, and I mention her because she often she has devices that will trick dancers into forgetting about what they're doing. And one of them is talking while you're tap dancing.
Oh.
So you have to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Born in Durham, North Carolina. Moved to New York in 1997, whatever. And you're dancing, you don't know what you're doing. So when you're here with the audience, you also don't know what you're doing. And so I find myself also trying to be present after I've thought or listened to, in this particular project, if we're talking about the Blues Project, Toshi, because she changes the music every single time I do my solo. She'll surprise me with a new piece of music. So at the beginning, I look into the wings, or I am down, and I'm listening to her. And once I know where we are, I'm like, oh gosh, this song that I haven't listened to since I was 24. And then, because I know her music really well, I'm a huge fan. But I can't believe sometimes the stuff that she pulls out, but it's really exciting for me. So then by the time I feel like I can turn and be here, I want that to be honest.
And I think what it is the feeling for the audience is you're inviting us in. Like that you might start very quietly on the feet, and sort of you're inviting us to listen to the feet.
I definitely want people to feel that way.
So are you improvising that solo?
Every time. I mean, that's the only, I have never choreographed a solo for myself that I have actually executed as choreography. That's not to say that I haven't actually set material. I've never done it. Only twice have I choreographed a solo I tried to do to completion. I never spent enough time practicing it. So I'll mess up and then I'll improvise half of it and then I'll get back into the choreography when I want to. And what kind of terrible discipline is that I can't actually do my own choreography in a solo setting?
Well, but you do your own choreography in a group setting.
Yeah, I have to.
And that can be very precise and very crafted and developed.
Yeah, but if I don't do it, then I'm screwing everyone else up. So all I mean to say is I'd love to have more self-discipline, and actually this is something that I'm assigning myself, so I'm saying it on camera. So I will, Wendy, the next time.
We'll make you do it. I'll hold you to it.
Michelle, and this next year, are you going to perform a solo you've choreographed? And I'm like, oh gosh.
When you do hire other dancers, I mean, other than these great soloists like Dormisha and Derek, and you hire other dancers that you do choreograph for.
Right.
What are you looking for in a dancer?
Honestly, I mean, I think the first thing that draws me to a dancer is their individuality, their unique style, their unique approach to their improvisation, or their quality of movement, or a character that I can see inside of them immediately, or and sometimes it is the way a dancer embodies what I have taught with meticulous detail. Of course, I want incredible technicians and musicians, dancers who already understand and embody the great tradition of what we're doing. And then I want to see who they are. The early hip hop dancers, of course, watched tap footage. The early B-boys watched the Nicholas Brothers. And I love those stories. And vernacular dancers. And a lot of that vernacular movement and the footwork all came from tap dancing and came from, what was happening at the time. So that is very important. And both of those things are sort of part of our legacy. And people in the communities like, as opposed to, the art with the capital A, people that are in these arts communities with a lowercase a, if we want to be hierarchical about it, everyone knows and we're all connected.
Well, I think that's partly what you're doing in the tap dance world, is you're sort of taking tap dance out of its silo. And it's people come to your performances who aren't just the tappers. And I wonder if that has to do with the fact that your mother was a ballet teacher. And so you were aware of a lot of different forms of dance, not just tap, as you were growing up.
I think my mom had a huge influence on my perspective and what I want to see on stage. On top of what she introduced me to, which, I went to American Dance Festival with my mom every summer because she taught at Duke.
If you were a musician, I mean, you are a musician in your dance body, but if you were a musician with an instrument, what instrument would you play?
Oh, that's funny you say that. I just agreed to go back on tour with the band that I play in, where I'm a pretend bass player. I fake a lot of instruments, Wendy. I'm a bootlegger at a lot of different things. I have a couple different harmonicas. I can barely play the harmonica. There's a period of time where I used to tour around with my harmonica when I go overseas. So I'd play it overseas. So everyone would be like, how's the harmonica going? And all the Americans would be like, you play the harmonica? And I'm like, well, I always bring it to Europe whenever I go. Okay, so I pretend to play the harmonica, but that's really terrible. I can play, 3 chords in the truth on the ukulele and the guitar. That's what I picked up when I was a teenager in order to just be able to play melodically what I was obsessed with or loving at the time.
There's some women in tap, like Syncopated Ladies, who are really going out there and we're these sexy dames, and it's sort of the whole aesthetic of it is built around that kind of chutzpah.
Right.
Where do you stand with that? Your presentation is so different from that. You're a strong woman in tap, but you're not pumping up the sexual aspects of it. Where do you stand with that?
I always tell Chloe, I want you to make me the syncopated lady gone wrong, with the where I stand inside of that realm is the comic relief. I'm like, oh man, what if you put too much, you stuffed my bra and it's coming out of the bustier, and then my hair is messed up to the side, and I want her to do a syncopated ladies video with me is this disaster. So I'm
great idea.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I have a great admiration for every craft and every, and every language that we have to embody. And there is so much classical training inside of that, inside of being sexy. There is just so much classical technique.
Yeah.
I literally am not adept enough to be a syncopated lady in this moment. Give me 6 months and maybe. But I think I would better serve that vernacular in comic relief should they want it. Syncopated ladies. If you want me to be the mess of a syncopated lady, I got you.
Thank you, Michelle. I know that was a really tough interview. Thank you for sticking with it.
Thanks.
And tell us what you have coming up.
Okay, Dorrance Dance is making its Joyce debut, and with Toshi Regan and Big Lovely in the Blues Project, featuring Dormisha Sabri Edwards and Derek Grant on April 4th and 5th, Saturday and then double Sunday. Please come join us.
And this summer.
Oh crap! And this summer, we are doing a week run in our first time performing the Ted Sean at Jacob's Pillow. Blues Project returning to Jacob's Pillow. We're very excited because that's where it premiered. First, 2, 3, from the heel drop, heel and heel, yes, nice. Yeah, let's make a yeah. Ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, rest, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, wait, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, ba-ga-dee-ga-dee. 1, 2, 3, we said, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, wait, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, keep going, ba-ga-ga-ga-dee, 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 yes. You can add another one for good measure. Try one more time. 1, 2, 3.